Hey guys, I just wanted to show the results of the Grand Prix Gems of Fortune. I managed to get 5-0 with Swordcraft. I played a couple before this, or actually four before this, and two of them were with Sword, and then two were with Portal. And I did okay in those, but I think I was only able to get some 3-2s. So I was qualified for Group B, but this is the one that qualified me for Group A. And I just wanted to show that, yeah, I did do it. That yes, Sword is great, and it's even able to beat Portal. I played against it twice in this one. Other times I was playing against it three, sometimes four times. People really like to play Portal in this because it's the most obviously powerful. But I think Sword. I think most people agree that Sword is also really good. But people have kind of been moving away from Sword and towards Portal because I think they're really the allure of Pandora is so high that people cannot resist that. But she costs 8, and I don't think Portal has quite as many good 7s as Sword does, or even 6s, or even 5s. So if you can leverage your better mid-game legends against Portal, or really any of the other crafts, you can get a lot of wins with Sword, and potentially even win games that you really have no business winning, even when you don't play that well. Anyway, let's see the last game, and I'll show that this is no fluke. You know, I got lucky, so to speak, with good legends, but all of Swordcraft's legends are decent. There aren't really many bad ones. Even like Charlemagne at least evolves for free. She's a 2-drop that can evolve for free and get in for 4 and ward up afterwards, you know? Like there are none of these that are really useless. One of the things that I should point out with Sword is that even if you don't get that early aggression start, which I would like to do whenever I can, but if you don't, you're very likely to have at least gotten some good mid-game stuff. And you can start being really aggressive in the mid-game and put down a lot of stuff that they cannot clear easily. So you're the one presenting the threats. Even if you don't always do it early, you're at least doing it earlier than they might. And because you're the one presenting the threats, they have to have the answers. So that's usually better to do in general in card games. And that's why I think I've been having better success with Sword than I did with Portal. I still did okay with Portal. Portal is still good. I'm not saying it's bad. But if you're struggling to qualify with Portal, maybe try giving Sword a try. It's also just easier to play. Portal is pretty hard to play well. Anyway, let's see what I got here in my start. This is actually not too bad, but Rosalie's, I don't know, she's okay. This is obviously useless, so throw that away. And I got this guy who just draws a card when he comes in. He's also really good against this. I can just ignore her 1-1 and just keep hitting her for 1. So there's another one that just doesn't care about this 1-1. Even this is like, she's just too slow at clearing this stuff. She's not really doing anything. And I'm just going to keep going. Like, I've puked out a couple more guys. I'm still hitting them for, like, I'm presenting 4 damage a turn here. They need something to clear. They just have a 2-2 for 2. They're able to get her off the board, do her thing. The copy doesn't have the improved health, so they played that one. I think that was a bit of a mistake there. Should have played the other one. I don't think it would have mattered much, though. I don't know. I was just able to kill that one for free, so... Anyway, instead of... hold on, this is a little bit complex, so I need to pause. So my choice here was to clear that. I decided that it was better to just do as much damage to their face as possible. I didn't want to play Gwaine because he's just a 2-2 rush here. He couldn't draw a card here. I didn't have the right rally. And the other choice was I really wanted to play that and just clear this instead of clearing with a 2-3. Yeah, it was free to do so to speak, but I was basically playing that card to do 2 damage to them and put a Albert in my hand. So that was better than just like playing a Gwaine. What was my other? The other two was I don't remember. Anyway, let's just continue. So I'm putting a little bit of pressure on the life total. I'm setting up for Alwar to be a lot better. He does 10 with an evolution point. I got to save evolution points for Musketeer's Vow. So I've got a plan. And one piece of advice I would give you is always, like, don't be afraid to just sit there and run down the clock, to read cards and plan ahead. I do that a lot. Even though I'm playing Sword and it's kind of dumb and simple, I still take my time and read my cards, plan ahead. I haven't been playing that much recently, so I don't know all these cards very well, so I make sure to read them again, even if I think I know what they do. Anyway, I got a good 5 here. I got a little bit lucky there. I don't think I was going to play this, but I could have just played like the Brutish guy, used the Gilded Necklace on something else. Like it wasn't like I didn't already have a play, but I could have done better, and I did. I got her. Alwada. I've actually done in a different run. I managed to do the Storm with her and win the game. Yeah, this is ridiculous. So sometimes you randomly just win games out of nowhere because you got a really high rally count. I've lost some games against Sword when they just like we went to turn 10 and I was playing Portal and they were able to actually fight me and maybe even kill my Pandora, and then they do some random giant rally play on like turn 10 or something. So Portal or Sword is still really scary in the late game too. Just some random cards like even like Gwaine, that can just win the game, or not always win necessarily, but just they can nearly win you games of just having a really high rally count. Or Radial literally wins you the game unless they get their life total whole. It's like 20 damage or something. Anyway, I get this. I leave behind a 5/4. Like they've actually been clearing okay. It's not like they had that 4 drop that was pretty good, but they had to spend evolution points, so they're able to save this last one for Pandora, but they really did struggle a little bit here in the mid game to clear without using evolution points. And they get this guy who's actually an answer to Pandora, by the way. So he's kind of good in the mirrors. Just something to point out. There are a lot of answers to Pandora, or they're not that many, but there are a few. Anyway, I do Galdr on turn 7. I probably should have done Radial and just forward them right here to set them up for Albert. They might have just scooped to that. It might be better not to let them know that, though, that Albert has a little bit of other Storm backup. But Galdr is, you already know this, I'm sure, but Galdr is so hard to clear, especially because I'm on the play, and they only really have, like, that one card that banishes everything. That's pretty much it. They cannot Pandora here. So that was a big reason why Galdr was especially good here. If they did have the Pandora, they weren't gonna have it. And like Musketeer's Vow could get cleared by Pandora as well, but it does Storm for a bit. Also, I get to keep my 3/3. They were lucky with the Yuan. They killed the 5/1 off, but I'm getting to hit them with the 3/3 and this, which does 7, so they go below 10, and so they know they're dead. Even if they have Pandora, which is the absolute best card there to clear my stuff, or the other thing that can clear all my stuff, it's not good enough. Because Albert takes the win, so they had to scoop. That was it. Anyway, that's just to show that like you don't have to get that lucky. I got kind of lucky, but you don't have to get that lucky to do well with Sword. Because you're always going to get some decent, okay legends, and those crystals always give you a legend. So the legends are the most important thing in this. And I think Sword has the most consistently good legendary cards, and therefore is probably your best bet if you actually want a good, decent shot to get qualified for Group A.